everybody, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been quite some time, but I genuinely did not care about making any content. But what we did have to do, because we had a bunch of cold days and I guess cold starts, and the battery in the GTR was about 6 years old is what it was labeled as. The battery gave out. I kept having to jump it. I would drive it to see if it would charge. It would not hold a charge. So went in and swapped out the battery. That thing was like 300 bucks. And luckily they gave me like a $200, or not a $200, but a $20 core charge over there at Riley's. So ended up swapping out the battery. Now it cranks really, really strong. It never cranked like that before. So I'm assuming that the battery was already going out when I got the vehicle and it just hadn't gone out. But now it cranks up really, really strong. I moved the vehicle and spotted it. We have a package in. This is something that I wanted to get after we redid the tuning, and I actually got into map 3 and seen how much power this thing actually puts down. I'm not gonna lie to you, this thing is kind of scary, and I'm the only dude that works in our family, so I can't be out here riding around like a crazy person, and if so, I gotta at least be safe. So what I did get was a Rampage roll cage, roll bar, whatever you want to say it, but it's a little half cage. But my question is, should I or shouldn't I change the color of the upper fabric? I don't think I should. I think it actually looks good, and then when it has the black back here with the bar, it's gonna look clean. It's not gonna look too crazy, but the bar is black. I didn't get it some crazy like outlandish color. I don't really like that when the roll bars are super bright and like in your face. And I know a lot of people would completely think the opposite, but we're gonna go ahead and get this thing opened up. And then I am going to disconnect the battery because I'm going to have the doors open for a long time and I don't want to be pulling a charge off that battery. But let me go ahead and get this unboxed, and then I will kind of assemble it together and let you guys see what it looks like. All right, I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty stoked. So these are the lower legs right here. You see how this is going to go, or they're going to notch in, and you just put some Allen keys right here, and it's going to torque down, and that's what's going to hold into place. You're not supposed to have to drill any holes. I believe it's supposed to go into the stock locations. These are the upper portions right here. They're gonna go above the seats. But I did not know this. This is what I paid an extra $200 for. Was for this bar to actually be cut and have the Allen keys so that you can take this piece out and you can actually leave the whole assembly. I thought what I was paying for was not a complete rigid one, and that I thought I was just paying for these to be able to be taken out, so that I was gonna have to take this whole piece out anytime I wanted to have my kids in. But now I can leave this whole brace in, just take this piece out, and still have functionality of majority of the actual roll bar. And look at this. This is from Rampage Fab, if I didn't say it before. But check out this, man. It's all glued. Inside the package, or the little envelope that you're gonna get a Rampage sticker, and then you're gonna get your disclaimer and liability, your mounting bolts, and then the interlock fasteners, which are the ones that are going to go inside there, right there, or right here. Like I said, they're Allen keys. But check this out, dude. Rampage Fabrication and Design Certificate of Authenticity, man. If you haven't checked these guys out, look at their Instagram. You could tell that these guys do quality metal fab and welding, dude. It is top notch. When I was looking at getting a roll bar, right, there was only a few brands that actually made them in the ones that could come apart, so that I could still have access to the back seats, like I said, for my kids. And when I looked on these guys' page, man, all their metal work was so clean that I wanted to go with these guys. But yeah, like I said, I already got the battery disconnected, the negative disconnected, so we don't put a load on the actual battery while we have the doors open and stuff like that, because we ran into that issue last time when we were doing the tune. But we're gonna start getting the seats ripped out, and we're gonna start getting this mounting, these pieces mounted, so we can get that piece thrown in, see how long it takes. All right, so here's where we're at on the driver's side. So you got to get all this out. You got to get your panels out. I believe I got to get this bad boy out because I have to get that piece out, that upper part. So I'm gonna have to take this off as well. But what we did was take out these 3 fasteners right here, because one of the brackets, one of the mounts is gonna go right here. It's gonna bolt into here, take spot of these actual fasteners, 1, 2, 3, and then this one, which is a 14 mil. Got to do the same thing on the other side, but I need to get the passenger side out. It said that I don't have to take the driver's side seat out, but once we get to putting the bar in and all that stuff, if we don't have room, then we'll take this out. But once I get working over there, then we'll get that piece out first. But as of right now, I need to get this out, that out, and then this piece out, because I gotta be able to safely take that out, because I gotta cut holes in this piece up here. It's gonna be a task, but I'll give you guys an update as we go further along. Like I said, I'm gonna loosely put in this bad boy, which is right here, driver's side. It's gonna go in. Mira, like so, with the new fasteners they gave us. We'll put it like that, lightly put them in there, not torquing them down, and that one will be in place. Bam, like so. You're gonna reuse that 14 millimeter that originally came out, and then I believe these are 12s here. Look, this is a 12 right here. Let's see, is it a 12? No, those are 14 mils. So it comes with new 14s. You put them 3 here with washers, just leave them loosely like that, and then boom, that's how it's gonna be. I think you do have to cut this piece out, or cut a little slit circle, so that right here you can mount the bar. But there you go, that's one side piece in, it's still in there loosely. We're gonna get to go into taking all this part out, and then I'm gonna take that out, put the other one in, and then we'll worry about just that top piece. Because got passenger seat out. That was not too much of a pain in the butt. We are gonna get all this cleaned up, but I can see why people go with carbon fiber seats. This thing is insanely heavy. It's actually really heavy. I believe these are like 67 pounds a piece. Oh, holy crap, maybe we will invest in some carbon seats. This thing is, I'm talking about really heavy. But yeah, we got all this out. We're gonna go ahead and get this part on. We got all that taken apart, so I believe I just need to get this side, and then that piece should come out, and then we'll be ready to just make some holes. Now I'm gonna put this one in. All you have to do is, because you're not gonna be able to get to the top, right? See how it's gonna be really tight once you go up in there. The nut portion of this sits and locks in. That way, once you made them together, all you have to do is put the Allen key, and it should sit recessed in here. And because it's so high up, close to the headliner, it should hold the backside in place while you're tightening it down. But the only issue I'm going to have that I do not have right now is you need a hole saw to cut a hole in this piece for these to drift through once you put them up on top. Now, I think I'm willing to risk it with a box cutter and making a circle. It shouldn't be too hard, but I mean, I really could go to Harbor Freight and take like 10 minutes and just go get a hole saw, but I don't know. I'm honestly contemplating just doing it with a box cutter, because I know I can get it. Just take my time, and then I can clean it up with a Dremel, so should be all right. I don't see why I wouldn't be able to do it. So I think we're gonna go ahead and risk it. I'm gonna tape everything off and line it up and try to get it as accurate as possible, but we're gonna get it. I'm gonna get it with a box cutter, and then I'll clean it up with a Dremel. All right, so went ahead and broke down and went to Harbor Freight. I did not want to risk it and mess this thing completely up, but we got this little setup, which was like, came out to 16 bucks after taxes. So it should work on this thing, and it has 1 3/4, which is what we need as per the instructions, which are online. So 1 3/4, we went ahead and centered it out right here. This was 6 inches, centered it out, put 3, and then we're good right there. Go 2 inches from here to up to here, right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it, see what it does, see what it looks like. All right, boys, well, there's no turning back now, because we got our 1 3/4 holes cut. They were what, 34 3/4 center to center and 2 inches up. So kind of is what it is. I'm gonna use a vacuum to go ahead and clean up all this mess, and then we're gonna start throwing everything together. All right, with total transparency, I was having hell trying to break apart the hole saw little pieces, right? When I sat it down, I ended up picking up the 2 inch. It's supposed to be an 1 3/4 hole, so I ended up making 2 inch holes. But look how thick they are. They're probably what, like say like a 1/4 inch thick, and they would leave a big white film. So what I did was I had a roll of this suede, I believe it's like 1/2 inch or something like that wide, and it's really thin. So what I did was put a strip, lined it, and I cut little slits in it so that it'll fill in some of that hole and take away that looking crap right there, which would be showing once the bar goes through it. So maybe it was a blessing. So I'm just trying to make the best out of what I can do, because I've already cut the hole. I ended up making it 2 inches instead of 1.75 inches. My bad. I should have double checked when I grabbed that damn saw. But it is what it is. I actually think it looks better right here than it does right there. So we're gonna put this piece right there, get it all cleaned up, make it look like this side, and go ahead and throw it in. Hey, it is what it is, man. Play as fuck up too, you know. All right, finally, we are done, dude. I had to have my wife help me spot it in place so we can get the bolts in place. But look how good it looks, man. I don't have a light near, but it looks freaking sweet. It's extremely tight fit, snug up to the top. Looks really, really good. Here, let me get my phone. All right, look how good it looks. Really snug to the top, tight fit, extremely solid. Torqued everything down. You still have the capability, if you wanted to put people back here, I would put adults, not kids. If you wanted to put adults back here, they would still fit. But I did pay for the upgrade, so you can see right here, they got the fasteners. So you could take this bar off, and I'll still be able to put my kids in with their car seat safely, so they wouldn't have to worry about hitting this if something were to happen. And you would still have the support of the actual roll cage inside the vehicle. So pretty cool. It was only 200 bucks. Like I said, this thing was $2,200 all said and done. I didn't ask him to put blue, but look at that, dude. Like a anodized blue goes well with the car. Looks freaking sweet. Shout out to Rampage, man. It wasn't that difficult to put in. Oh, and remember I told you guys that I overshot the holes and I made them 2-inch instead of the 1.75 inches. I'm telling you right now, the 2-inch is the way to go. If you can, do it the exact same way that I did it. Simply because when you're trying to squeeze it and it starts to tilt back and you're having to push that whole panel over, it feels like you're breaking the pieces. And I would think if it was 1.75, it would be extremely, extremely tight. So it looks freaking sick. It looks really, really good. Like with the way that I did it with that black suede, putting it around there and filling in that hole, looks super clean. I'm telling you right now, I'm glad I didn't color the top headliner, because the contrast between the gray and the black looks freaking mint, man. I might actually get the black edition visor so that we have a little bit of black up here. I'm not too sure. Let me know down in the comment section if you guys think I should do that or if I should just leave it alone. I think it would look good with some black visors and maybe a black centerpiece right there. That would look freaking sweet. Other than that, looks sick. I'm about to connect the battery back, turn it on, get the cars pulled in, and call it a night, man. Nice, man. Not too bad. Shout out to everybody. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video, watched it all the way through. Shout out to Rampage. The guys took care of me. This was a raw product. I had emailed them, asked them if they had availability. They didn't have any, but they did have a raw one. He asked me what color. I said black. Next day sent it to the powder coater guys and got it shipped over to me ASAP. Even threw in a free t-shirt. So shout out to Rampage, man. Make sure to go check out their link down below. It'll be their IG. And yeah, man, I love the way this thing looks. Looks freaking sick. I can't wait to get some pictures in the daylight. It'll be easier and better than actually using the flash and stuff like that. But I appreciate all y'all, man. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Yeah, man, you guys all take care. Peace.